video. Let's put a little backstory to this. So, I mean, just in general, I'm not a morning person. You can see in the video, I'm just grumpy in the morning. I stick to myself normally, but I'm even worse in the morning. I'm a bit of a hermit. Just would rather be by myself. But yeah, when I get going, I'm good. But so I was told this was a very simple tree, plenty of drop zone. I may have to rig one branch, maybe, and that definitely wasn't the case. This ends up being much more than I thought, much harder than I thought, and I thought it was a living tree from what I was told. When I get there, it's crispy. So enjoy the video. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe. Alright, me and Jake are headed to go help these fellers with a tree. Let's see what kind of mess they got us into. See if they lied just to get me up here, and it ends up being 10 times worse. On there. There you go. Crispy dead. All over the house. Up against the house. This stuff here will retain them all. There's just no space for anything. It's like a huge waterfall over there. Fish pond. So I'm headed up. Okay. So you could see there, I tried to point out, there's a tagline, rigging line on each one of these. Normal cases, I don't use really a tagline for anything. I usually have one guy running the ropes, so that's not usually an option for me. But in this scenario, it's a must. I'd have to have used a different tree to try to transfer it or something. But everything that we could possibly rig from will be over the house no matter what. So I have to put a tagline on it. They have to try to get it out, and these other trees are really blocking a lot of the space too. So with every one of them, we try to have command completely, whether it be, well, with the rigging line and with the tagline to control it and actually get it out of there, because no matter what, as we lower, it's still going to be over the top of the house. So the tagline is the only thing that's going to get it to where it's out away from the house. I'll try to show some of it. Alright, I got to bring that in because it's going to snag a bunch of shit. So I'm going to actually redirect the actual back side of the base anchor into the tree so we can swing shit around, hopefully. So once again, you see here, tagline to the right, rigging line on the left. And I really like this little CMI rigging block. If I'm having to switch and move around my rigging point, it's really nice that it's midline attachable, so I can set up the majority of my stuff with rings, and then that main point, if I'm going to be moving it all over the place, I like having the block in it being midline attachable. I don't have to undo my knots and stuff. So the tagline right here, we're stuck, and luckily the tagline is the ticket. It yanks it out of the oak tree here and makes it manageable. So I often use a base anchor and will use it even on removals. So in this situation, you can see how far away because of that crazy arc to the tree. So that's going to be a bit of a headache, and that needs to be fixed. I kind of touched on that a couple different times. Because it's catching shit. And go down and do some of these lower ones to get them done.
I may run a redirect up off this to do those.
So I've been asked multiple, probably more times than I can count. Is it okay to rig off of a carabiner? Now, I would say if solely the carabiner is what you're rigging off of, the bend radius is far too sharp and isn't the best idea. For light stuff, you can probably get away with it, but when you are using a redirect, if you think about if the rope went straight up into a carabiner and straight back down, how sharp that bend would be, that wouldn't be good. That would create crazy bend radius and potential it could snap. Right here, I'm running a redirect to the trunk, and I'm going to pull my base anchor in and clip it to it. That way it's out of the way from now on. But we're going to rig off this carabiner because it's backed up with the pulley. The pulley being back behind it at about the same height totally changes the angle that it goes into that carabiner, which makes the carabiner safe in this situation to rig off of because you have a safe bend radius. It's coming parallel over into it and then down. So you'll see it here in a little bit.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Hey Jake, I changed the lowering point. It's like right above me now.
Okay.
Okay, so it's gonna go down this way. Go. Thank you. Now once again, I changed the rigging. Hang on here. Okay. You need to kind of let it go over, because I want to put it right into that hole and then pull it out. Okay. Okay? So try not to keep it too tight. Let it kind of go over.
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Pull it with the tagline. Let it down. Nice.
So there's a few reasons why I ran a redirect there. Mainly being I would have potentially had it go across my climb line. If you notice, my climb line is up underneath it. Also, it would disperse it a little more out on this stem and pull these two stems together and let them work in unison. And also it would have minimized the amount of swing that the piece takes. So it benefited me in a couple different ways to do that, even though the placement wasn't the best for it.
Alright, Jake, on this one, I did natural crack, so it's going to need less friction, but it's going to be a double.
All right.
So, okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Tagline hooked on too. You'll start pulling it on the second branch I cut.
So that rigging redirect worked perfect for what I needed there. One of the reasons for using it is because I was cutting limbs that were above my tie-in point, so the potential for it crossing up on my lines and going the wrong way is pretty high. Now that I have gotten the top out of that, I will probably go ahead and just remove the redirect and work my way down and swing them over to this redirect, the original one. So I think we'll probably call this a video. I want to thank you for watching the first half of this one, and part 2 or the other half will be coming very soon. So thanks for watching, stay safe, and see you on the next one.